What is up, guys and girls? Welcome to another episode of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everyone.
Now, for those of you familiar with the podcast, you may or may not have realised I didn't say a number today. There's a good reason for that. Rick's still in America.
Yep, and we don't know what number it's going to be. So, yeah, we're recording this in advance. I'm gone. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, so we're continuing our trend a little bit of watching basically YouTube animations. This one Rick suggested. I don't know anything about it.
Me either. I saw it recommended in a video recommending a couple of indie animations. One of them got vetoed. This was one that got accepted. So we're going to see how it goes.
All right, for the record, the other one got vetoed because it was 27 minutes long, and we wanted to keep them short apart from Lackadaisy.
Sure. So the other one might end up being another in hand for the future.
So yeah, those of you, again, familiar with the show know that when we do these types of episodes, we can't really talk about our weeks or the goings-on in the universe because they haven't happened. So instead, we borrow a segment from the retrospective, which is called
Nonsense Asinine Hypotheticals. And I'm assuming you have one for me today.
I do. The show we're watching today is called God School, the Olympian Gods, Episode 1. My question's easy. Pick an Olympian god that you have to fuck.
Ooh,
Specifically a god. Cannot be a demigod, cannot be a mythological beast. Mount Olympus god. I suppose I'll accept the chthonic gods as well.
Is Demeter a full-on god?
She is, but she's usually an old as fuck lady. But that's fine. I'm into it.
Oh, man.
You'd go for Persephone. That's her daughter. Hades probably wouldn't be too happy about it, but you know.
What does Danny DeVito call her? A hungry broad who eats 6 pomegranates?
Dude, I don't know.
Well, it's when he's as Unky Herb, and they're going to call the car the Persephone before they swerve into calling it the Homer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the episode as well as you do.
So yeah, Persephone's a reasonable pick. Is Athena a full-on god? I think she is, isn't she?
Yes. It's really worrying that you have to ask this question, Rick.
Dude, I don't know my mythology.
Yeah, but come on, Greek gods, they're pretty fucking easy.
Okay, what part of me is Greek?
You never fucking did anything that touched upon the Greek pantheon, ever. You never played a video game or watched a TV show that mentioned them.
Nope, you've played Hades, I haven't.
Okay, but I knew about most of them before Hades. The only one I didn't really know was Dionysus, because I always called him Bacchus, because that's the Roman one.
Yeah. But yeah, all I know about them is when someone uses one of the names for a character that's clearly not that character.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Looking at you, Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking the piss. I've never watched or read Percy Jackson. I just know it involves the Olympian gods.
Yep. Isn't he meant to be like Zeus or something?
Rick, I don't know. I just said I haven't watched or read it.
Well, now the boot's on the other foot. Like, this is how I feel.
Have you watched or read it? No, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why I was needing to confirm. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about this mythology. So, yes. So, who's your pick?
I don't know. Demeter's tempting because of my older lady thing, and I mean older lady, but I'd actually go for Queen Hera.
Sure. She's been cuckolded too much.
Yeah, it's Zeus's missus, so I think as long as she... the implication of the question is that they're into it. So if they're into it, like, she would just rub Zeus' face in it. Now, I would surely pay for this, but I think that gussy would be worth it.
God pussy, yeah.
Like, I use that word ironically because, as Rick knows, I really fucking hate it when people do that.
Yeah, he hates ecstasy.
It's really... I find it gross. But yeah, Rick, do you have a question for me?
My one for you is something that I saw as a shitpost, and I thought it was amusing. If you had to go into battle with only what's tattooed on your body, do you think you'd survive?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like, I know you would, because I know what you've got. I know what you'd be packing.
Just to be clear, I would be rocking physical interpretations of my tattoos.
Yes.
Okay, because I've got Guts from Berserk, I've got Lady Maria from Bloodborne, I have a representation of the Red Viper of Dawn, plus I've got a pirate ship with a skeleton crew on my back.
Yeah, you've got a pretty stacked apocalypse party.
I've also got the main character, the player character from Dark Souls 1. So, you know, I think I'm okay. I'm rocking a whole crew. The problem is, I don't know how you're going to answer the question, Rick, because I know you don't have any.
Yeah, so I am completely dead. I die instantly. I have 0 tattoos. The best I can do is doodle something on me and hope that it counts for the moment of conversion. And even then, like, I'm limited to what I can do drawing with my right hand.
Don't think that's going to cut it.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, the shitpost when they posted this was, I have a sword, a crossbow, and a snake.
I feel pretty confident just having Guts on my side. So, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, today, as we alluded to, and or outright said, we're doing God School, the Olympian Gods Episode 1 pilot. I've looked at the description of the video. It straight up says that they're on Episode 4 now. Please go watch that. So yeah, if this is good, I might just binge that later on. So yeah.
Yeah, it's got a fair few likes, so hopefully it's a pretty good one. So if you'd like to join along with us at home, 3, 2, 1, and go.
It's got over 7 million views, so you know, it's been watched quite a bit.
It does.
Oh, inspired by the... fucking... Okay, thanks.
The Iliad and the Hesiod.
I know what the Iliad is. I'm not quite so familiar with the Hesiod.
Yeah, me either. I'm generally aware of the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Well, there you go. Those are the two big things from Greek literature.
Yeah, and the Odyssey being basically fan fiction of the Iliad, but it's been so long ago for us.
I thought it was
we sometimes conflate them.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought the Iliad was the fan fiction.
It could have been. I forget.
This looks very much like Disney's Hercules take on this sort of lore. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I get you. Like the fluffy curls in the hair.
Yeah, and the fact that everyone's like a monocolour.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. Disney's not the worst thing to fucking rip off.
Yeah, it's halfway between like Disney Hercules and Bratz dolls.
Oh god, you're so right. Bratz dolls animation sucks though. Are these meant to be the Muses?
It might be.
Okay, Nyx is a pretty important goddess. She's the goddess of night.
Okay.
She's a chthonic goddess, so she's not actually part of the Olympians.
Okay.
Dickheads, isn't they?
I've heard a better song about Bad Seed.
Fair enough. Oh, they got such resting bitch face, didn't they?
Oh, a cat girl.
I don't...
Oh, a Sphinx girl, I assume.
It looks... Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I suppose it is a Sphinx, but at first glance I thought it was a griffin. But yeah, it's got a cat-like face, so...
Well, they were close enough to Egypt to get a bit of cultural cross-pollination.
I get the vibe that she's always in a bad mood.
Yeah, she's got that that emo design. I don't know if it's the sound mixing or if it's just how my headphones are working right now. But there seems to be something off about the sound right now.
I feel like, this was released, like, 4 years ago?
Yes.
This was pre-COVID, so they don't have that as an excuse. But this is also, like, entirely voluntary project, as far as I'm aware. So a lot of these people probably just recorded their stuff in their living rooms.
Yeah, totally.
So that might be what the issue is you're picking up. I don't know. Look at that Princess Celestia looking motherfucker. Do I need to tell you what Kronos is in charge of?
Oh yeah, Kronos, master of all time. He was he wasn't he the Titan that he ate all of the original gods, didn't he?
No.
Or he wanted to.
No.
Like isn't he like the father of the original gods?
No. The original gods are like it's weird and convoluted. Hera better be a MILF. Nope, she's a brat. Okay, so I think Hera hates mortals because Zeus is constantly fucking them.
Yeah.
I think that's meant to be Athena because of the owl and the fact she's in armour.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
That is just Hercules.
Oh, this is literally Disney Hercules.
No, it's Zeus.
Okay, so okay, so that kind of makes a little bit of sense. That young Zeus would look like Disney Hercules.
Sure. Look at Poseidon being a fucking jammy fucker. Hades is just such a goth.
It's just Hades as played by Robert Pattinson.
Don't forget, Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon are brothers.
Yeah, they are. Which is why they look so alike in this art style.
Yeah, it's a decent attention to detail for a change.
Yeah.
I do like how they're being chummy with Hades, because usually Hades is painted as a villain, and I still to this day don't know why.
Like, because people conflate him with Thanatos.
But even Thanatos isn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, neither of them rule over hell. Like, they're not like Satan, which is the paralogue that most people draw for some fucking reason.
Mm.
Like,
yeah, like Hades is just the landlord of the underworld.
Yeah, I remember one of the creation stories or creation myths was basically Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades had to divvy up the realms, and Hades really wanted the underworld because it had the most riches, because diamonds and gems are there. He knew he basically played his brothers for fools a little bit because he just let them decide on their own, because he knew Zeus wanted to be the most important, so of course he was going to pick the sky and the heavens, and the seas look like they're the most bountiful, so therefore Poseidon went for that.
Sure. So yeah, just choice by inaction. Hmm.
It's very weird that everybody else is teenagers, and yet apparently Nyx... Oh, and then again, it's not weird, because Nyx existed before the Olympian gods, so I guess it tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
So this character appears to be an OC.
What, Sphega the Sphinx?
No, the main character, the purple lady.
Oh, Eris.
Unless she's not. I'm not that well knowledgeable of Greek lore. I don't know why she's in, Olympic school.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, that's terrifying.
A quick Google later. Yes, apparently she does fill the correct role of goddess of strife and discord, while being one of Nyx's daughters.
Well, funny enough, I thought that was Discordia. But oh well. I'm okay with being wrong. So the weird thing about Medusa is that she's not a god. In fact, the whole reason she's all Medusa'd up is because Aphrodite's a jealous bitch.
Hmm.
That's meant to be the Smith, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's got both of his eyes right now.
And yeah, Ares is in a weird place where he's technically married to Aphrodite, but Aphrodite's still like free love.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Gaia, okay. Okay, yeah, he does that in the lore.
Yeah.
He eats up all the gods
Yeah.
except Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon break free.
Yeah, I think doesn't like Zeus cut himself out.
Something like that.
Yeah, and like they're
Why?
all siblings.
Oh, yeah, but they're all fucking each other, so Greek lore's weird.
Yep.
Why is Paris of Troy a human? Why is he the human they chose to put on?
Human transfer student.
Eh. Is this before or after he's fucking murked Achilles? Dude, you dropped it. Calm the fuck down. He didn't. That entire segment looked weird. Did that look weird to you?
It did a bit, yeah. Like sometimes the animation looks a bit like a, you know those Flash mobile games?
Oh god,
Or,
yeah, I get what you're going for.
Where it's just like animated for its own sake, but it just morphs itself. Like that in particular.
There was no need for that. Mm.
Yeah, just zooming in on Paris's face, and he's just morphing his own face.
Okay, fuck it. Like, I think I know what my weakest link is. That's all I'm saying. That's sinister.
Yeah, it is. I like that.
I think the fat kid's meant to be Dionysus. Okay, sure. Created and directed by Gaylord C. Libizart? Is that how you pronounce that? Oh, this had an English adaptation, so is this not the native tongue?
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't say
Kara Buckland.
I can't say I recognise any of the voices. Where do you know them from?
Fire Emblem Heroes, I assume.
Well, I don't know. You said him.
Like it's a voice actor's name that I know. So
okay. I'm looking at they've got some previews of other videos, and one of them is Nyx, Goddess of the Night, and she looks suitably milfy. but all I'm seeing is the lower half, so I could be very, very wrong. And there, I stretched out enough to get to the end credits. Rick, what did you think?
It was alright. If I'd made it, I'd be proud. However, I think we found a few faults. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not going to be overly critical because, it appears that no one was really paid to do this. It was purely a passion project. And I hate poo-pooing passion projects. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but, I think it was fine.
Yeah, like I say, if I'd made it, I'd have been proud of it.
Certainly, man. I don't want to take anything away. It's also a first episode, so it's hard to judge the plot. Much like Lackadaisy, where I wasn't really into the plot that much, but it's the first episode. You have got to give these things a bit of leeway. I suspect we're not going to get much out of a brief back and forth, at least not much more than what we're going to get from doing our usual wind down. So with that in mind, Rick, do you have a favourite moment?
I think it was actually right at the end where Kronos goes, "Any questions?" And then Hermes is like, "Oh yeah, I got a question." He goes, "If there's no further questions, then I'll leave you to it."
I believe Hermes just straight up started asking, and then Kronos was like, "If there's no questions."
It was a good indication of Kronos' character. The other one being when he went, "Oh, look at you, you're all so cute. I could just eat you all up." And yeah, we all know that he does eat them.
Yeah, so it appears the only adults in this series are are Titans like Kronos and Gaia and the Chthonic gods, which most of them existed before the Olympians. So, but I could be wrong. I'm not an expert, as I have said many times.
And Paris.
Yeah, that's thrown a whole wrench into everything. Like the timeline's all fucky wucky, so any lore you already know about can just go out the fucking window.
Yeah. But how about you? What was your favourite moment?
My favourite moment was probably Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus having a bit of a muck around with the frisbee.
Yeah. Just being brothers and not being at each other's throats. Like we know from from what happens later that they do end up at each other's throats a lot in the future, but it's nice to see it not be so right now.
But they don't. That's just it. In Greek lore, they're not. They're usually on the same side. You know what I mean? It's just Hades doesn't leave the underworld because he either can't or can't be asked, and that's about the only divide between Zeus and Hades, is that Hades stays below, Zeus stays above. And
doesn't Poseidon end up really territorial?
Poseidon's a dick, but that's because the oceans are wild and raging, and therefore that means Poseidon must be an angry motherfucker. It's one of those. Weakest link.
It grated on me towards the end a lot that you get these idle animations where you just zoom in on a face just to see a face and it would do nothing. That really stuck out to me as something that didn't need to happen, especially when there was no words happening as well. It was just a little bit of music and a bit of time being filled. It's possible that, yes, there was something being said in another language and they needed that amount of animation time to fill the length of the script, as in the length of the voice script, but it just felt like something that could have been cut from the English adaptation. How about you? What was your weakest link?
I mean, I fully agree with you. It got very obvious the longer the episode went on. At the very beginning, it was less obvious because there was more characters on screen, and they were new characters as well, so you're just sort of like, oh, they just want us to linger on this to maybe have a bit of a guess as to who they are, or just take in their design. But as you rightly said, the last couple of times with Paris and Eris and hell, even with Gaia a couple of times, it was just zooming in on a character's face, and that was it.
It felt like Paris was the biggest offender here.
Oh, definitely. No arguments here.
There was more time spent on him just morphing his face and his eyes doing something than him actually talking or doing anything, else.
Yeah, and Paris's portions just looked off compared to most other people. Don't know what's up with that, but sure. Last but certainly not least, do you have an MVP?
It's gotta be Eris. She was the plot, pretty much, of the first episode. Obviously, she's the main character, and she's got her core little posse of herself, Sfiga, and Medusa. So it's nice to have a good guy gang, a protagonist gang, even if she is a goddess of strife and discord.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's the Outcast crew.
Yeah. How about you? What was your MVP?
My MVP is going to be Kronos, because he was by far the funniest character.
Yeah, true. I feel you.
Again, I feel like this show may have suffered a little bit by the fact that I was expecting it to be funnier, and it seems to be just a bit of I don't like throwing the word around, but a bit of a generic coming-of-age adventure.
Yeah, with like the only bit of the lore that they seem to have used seems to have just been in framing and retelling rather than an adaptation. You know what I mean? Looking through the list of characters, the design for Artemis is like really cute.
Okay.
So
I remember seeing Artemis in the show, and I couldn't even tell it was Artemis, apart from the fact they said her name.
yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to a close for today. As always, there's a comment section down below on the YouTubes if you want to talk to us. Or alternatively, if you're not watching via the YouTubes, you can instead send us an email at
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yes. Join us again next week, where either Rick is back from the States or he's not. Either way, we don't know what we're doing, so we'll see you then.
Bye.